The best starting point is to get data. So if you're prepping for an IEP meeting, ask for a draft of the IEP so you're an informed member of the team. And then when you get the draft, I always tell families, look at the present levels, because the present levels is the feedback from the teachers. IEPs tend to be a cut and paste of years past, and they
Right.
shouldn't be. It should be present level needs. So if you list out the present level needs, then make sure that there's a goal and accommodation to help support them. The IEP is more solid. So that's a way to kind of self advocate. We do go to meetings all day for families who don't feel that it's been implemented. If it's not being implemented as an accommodation, I always tell families, put it in writing, go to your 504 coordinator or your IEP coordinator. If you don't get resolved, then go to the school principal. If you don't get resolved, then go to district. Each district has to have a 504 or special education coordinator or director. And usually we rarely have high level complaints at the state level, because if families follow those steps and have a paper trail of it, by the time it gets to district, it will get resolved. The district does not want to have a compliance issue where it's already legally agreed upon. That's a legally binding document. If they can't have the teacher implement the accommodation, they'll have somebody who oversees the teacher implement the accommodation.
Yeah.
They don't want that compliance issue.
No, so if I'm hearing you correct, review your IEP, then, elevate that to their 504 or their IEP coordinator. If it's still not being implemented, then raise it to the principal and then up through the district. And that's kind of the chain of command.
Yes.
To get those accommodations implemented.
Yep, that's what we advise our clients. Sometimes clients will say, like, I don't want, we know you'll come to a meeting with us, but we've already met. And that's not a good use of their time and resources. If it's already been implemented and agreed upon, we'll sometimes tell clients, if you want us to go to a meeting, we will verbally do this, but let's try just emailing first. Teachers are human. Sometimes they'll forget. Sometimes there'll be a teacher maybe going through something on their way out. Whatever the reason, they just aren't doing the accommodations. If you involve the people who oversee the document, it will likely happen. And if not, escalate or call a 504 IEP meeting if it needs to change.
Yeah, and I also always advise to parents, like, check in with your kids, because sometimes you don't. Like, one of the things we ran into is my daughter gets reduced choices on her test, and I think 5 out of 6 teachers were not doing that. But we weren't really aware until we started asking those questions, and we were seeing that the grades were really low. And then we realized, and even after several communications, it still wasn't happening. So I think checking in with your child and really staying aware as a parent as much as you can be involved and know what's going on, I think the better results you're going to get.
Yeah.